Norden, send Lowerhouse to save the house. Come on, the house!
Hey, Joe.
Hi, Jez. Are you alright? What have you got here? How do I print the screen this? Jez, we can't see your face. I'm taking a picture of that. Jez, this is what we can see. Just so you just so you know.
I know I've got my iPad playing and the phone's linked up against the iPad, so it's behind the iPad screen. Is it no good?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just a startling image.
Startling.
Well, yeah, you know,
That better?
yeah, it is. But I enjoyed that. I prefer the other one actually. No, I think.
Well, we'll see how we go. So you do enjoy. You look a little bit like what was that fighter pilot in the First World War that had that scarf?
Oh, I was going for Amelia Earhart, but it wasn't
Amelia
her.
Earhart.
But that's not her. It could
Right.
be. She disappeared around the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh dear. What do you think happened to her?
Um, I think the likelihood she probably crashed, I think. But there was all kinds of conspiracy theories at the time.
Oh.
This isn't interesting for people. For people.
No, it isn't, I suppose. So, everybody, welcome to the Housecast, Lowerhouse Cricket Club's podcast that we're getting plenty through now, Joe. We have to have
Mm.
a count up. I bet we're over 120 now, 130.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. So, we're trying to bomb them out as often as we can. Some great games of cricket, obviously, because of the weather and because of the way the teams are playing. So we'll keep the podcast going whilst you're enjoying them. Bit of an impromptu one tonight. Just myself and Joe Martin are on as the hosts. We've got a really good lad as a guest. He's been at the club for a number of years. I wanted to get him on just to talk him through his season and also get another perspective around the second 11. We just constantly talk about the first 11. They played so well and some great games. We're missing a trick, in my view, that we're not getting the second 11 on. So it's really good that you're willing to join us. Everyone, Will Norcross is here. Hi, Will.
How are you doing, Jez? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Sorry for the late notice, Will. I only contacted you yesterday, but I'm really glad you could make it on. You've not cancelled anything for us, have you?
No, I'm not a busy man, fortunately. So didn't have to cancel any appointments or anything like that, Jez, don't worry.
Right, good. So you weren't taking Kaffir out for a meal? There wasn't anything planned
No,
for a romantic night out?
no, not made training either. So
No. No, brilliant. No, but we appreciate you coming on, Will. We've got a few things to discuss tonight. We've got the first team game against Norden at weekend that I want to go through with Joe Martin, but I want to go through with you, Will, in particular, the season, how the season's going for the second team. Your honest opinion about the young lads and how they're coming through and what a really quite a good season it is. And then we're also got guess the winner. We're drawing the draw later tonight, so we've got to guess the winner, and we've got quite a few new extra participants who contacted me, which is some surprises really. So I'd like you to be involved with that as well, Will. You'll be
give it a
taking
go,
Joe
yeah.
on, and
I've had a complaint. I've had a complaint tonight, Jez,
You're joking. What about?
about someone, an anonymous person, has
Right.
said, "Are you playing Guess the Winner?" And I said, "Yeah, yes, I think so." He went, "Well, can you guess my number, please? Because it's not come up since the 90s."
Really? Is that what someone said?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a shame. Where was this?
it was at the club. Now,
Clive Spencer?
no, interestingly, his name has come out frequently in the past few years. However, there's
So
two there's two of them.
so it's like an alter ego?
I wouldn't say alter ego. I think it's just two people with the same name.
Right, okay, yeah. Paul Stansfield.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Stanley, that's it.
number 58.
That's what Stanley is it?
Yeah, but if it comes out today, we're not. I haven't fixed it for the record. It's all done, properly
We're getting a lot of
above board.
grief. Clive Spencer were giving me grief the other week.
I've won recently.
Well,
Clive's won within the last 5 years.
I thought so as well. What's Stanley's number? 50 what?
58.
Yeah.
2001. The last week.
No, well, these records are not up to date. I need to amend them a bit.
So they
So
just have NA next to Stanley's.
yeah, we do at the moment. Yeah. We'll sort it. We'll sort it for him. I've no doubt. So what I'm going to do, first of all, Will, is just talk you through the game last weekend. It were, unfortunately a defeat against Norden. Just talk you through how the game went, etc. Just to give the listeners a sight of what the second team's about. We're always doing the first team. So you won the toss and you decided to bat.
Yeah.
Deck's 28, Clarkie's got 6. Was it a good track? Did it look like it was the right decision?
Yeah, we're a decent track, Jess, to be fair. We were on right over towards the clubhouse, so short boundary. So our innings we started off well and then lost a couple of wickets. Les sort of anchored it. Again, people sort of batting round him. We obviously didn't quite bat the overs through, which is something that we all spoke about after the game as being a bit of an issue for us.
Yeah.
Personally, had we batted the overs, I'm not saying we would have won, but would have definitely been in with a good shout of putting an extra 20 runs on us and making it really interesting. So yeah, that's something that we spoke about that we know that we should have done. And obviously just keeping them out in field for 45 as well psychologically would have been a big factor as well.
Yeah, is that something? And I'm going to go through, a few of the games over the last month or so. Is that something that's been an issue before, Will, or is it something that think a one-off on this game?
I think a little bit, yeah. Second team cricket, I think if you're taking wickets when you're bowling first, and you think you can keep them down to a low score, 140, 150, 160, but they end up then putting 200 on 210 with a partnership towards the end, it can take it out of you a little bit on a hot day. So
Yeah.
we know that keeping, if we win toss and Deck backs us with the bat, we'll go out and try and keep them out there for 45, knowing that we've got decent enough bowlers to go out and sort of defend anything around 180.
Yeah. And you mentioned there about Blaise anchoring the innings. I've been studying the scorecards this afternoon, having a look at a few bits and bats. What's it like for you guys, for you in particular, and then the rest of, certainly, I mean, they're all young lads in any event. Just give us a description of what it's like to play one of the league's best ever players and
Yeah, it's
one of
really
our
good to be fair.
legends.
It's really good, Jez. Yeah, obviously he's got a lot of experience, and you can rely on him to, take the pressure off a little bit by facing, the better bowlers. Rotate the strike when you can, and
Yeah.
you can let Blaise sort of take that responsibility and face the 4 or 5 balls in the over when you've just come in to take the pressure off yourself a little bit. And
Yeah.
obviously, in between overs, he's speaking to you and offering advice about what maybe what to do or what you're not doing that you need to try and do. So yeah, it's great to have him, to be honest.
And I'm going to ask you in a minute, Joe, your thoughts about, Blaise going in there and doing the role he's doing. For those listeners, Blaise is not someone that would be shouting and bawling before, during, or after a game. If things have gone ridiculously awry. He's a quiet, but he's a silent assassin. The way he goes about things in managing games. He's 54 on Saturday off 67 balls. Like you said there, Will, people batting around him in decent enough partnerships. Does Blaise talk much about that, Joe, about his role in there, or is he as quiet as he would seem?
Not really. We usually talk about cooking.
You and Blaise talk about cooking,
Yeah, we don't really talk about cricket.
right? Right,
We talk about who's been on Saturday Kitchen
right,
and what he's cooking Linda for tea.
right.
Um, but I have an opinion on it if you want.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do want your opinion, but first of all, what does Lindsay say about Blaise cooking tea for Linda?
Oh, you don't know the story about Linda, do you? I've always called her Linda
All right.
since she got a card when they got married from one of the spectators. I'll not say who sent it, but it was to congratulations on your wedding, Blaise and Linda, from the spectator and his cat.
Well, that's good. That's interesting. So go on, give us your view.
It's obviously brilliant that the second team can lean on Blaise because of all his experience of managing games of cricket. He obviously did it a long time when he batted at the top of the order for the first team, and then later in his uh, later in his career, batting at 7 and 8 in the first team and being a bit of a finisher, I guess, and seeing games home. The number of times we were, um, chasing scores and Blaise would come in, or they'd get us 5 or 6 down, and they'd think that they're
Yeah,
on to be able to win the game, and then Blaise
yeah,
would walk out.
yeah,
Was obviously brilliant.
yeah,
Um, he's still, so it's great for those second. It's great for those second team to be able to learn, especially people like Clarkey and Sonny and the young ones, but also some of the more established second teamers as well. Just how he goes about the game, picking different bowlers, when to accelerate, that kind of thing.
yeah,
So it's a really great thing to have, and he's got a lot to contribute in both the second team and the first team still. So it's great.
yeah. Yeah, without a doubt, and you could say, like I said, that Will's mentioned it before I brought it up. He will talk to batters. He will be sensible with the way they play. It's not big team talks in the dressing room, but it can only be good for the second team. So, at the halfway point, Will 198 all out us. You got yourself 26. Um, Charlie Bissell's 21. Kiro got 14. Like I said, Decker 28, Sharpie 16. Did you think it was enough at half time?
Uh, we didn't really cover it, but we were sort of sat there with Deck and Blaise at tea, and we sort of all sort of came to the conclusion we were 20 or 30 short, especially with the short boundary. But like I said, with the bowling attack that we had, and the week before, that we won when we were defending 180, we sort of backed ourselves still. They got off to a pretty decent start, to be fair. They weren't necessarily going hard at it. I just thought they had the home advantage of playing to a short boundary,
Yeah,
probably more than what we're used to. So they were going a bit handsy towards it. We're coming off for them. I think they were 40 odd for none after about 8 or 9. So
yeah,
that sort of then gave them the platform to take the middle order innings, if you will,
yeah,
slightly steadier. There were a lad for them who came in at 3 who basically just played that sort of innings that they needed really to go on and win in the game.
yeah.
He didn't give many chances. He's sort of just dabbing away and picking up ones and twos with occasional boundary, and yeah, he got them over the line.
Yeah, and like you say in the short bound, there's not loads of sixes there, but if you get 66 and you batted, your 90 plus balls, then you're going to get people that batting around you. Um, I'm putting you on the spot of it here, Will. Ollie Williams, how's he bowling? He's
Yeah,
had a little spell in the first team. He looked good, I've got to say. I think he looked, his action was good. He didn't look overawed by it. Have you noticed the difference now he's come back and how you're rating his bowling now?
yeah, he's a very good bowler, is Ollie. In my opinion, he's way too harsh on himself. He's one of them that will bowl five really good balls. Batters can't get anywhere near it in
Yeah,
second team anyway, and then he'll bowl his sixth, and it'll be slightly full or slightly short. He'll get hit for a four, and he'll be, going crazy about it instead of just sort of trying to forget about it and move on. So
yeah.
it's a good thing in a way that he's so harsh on himself in the fact that he expects so much from himself, and he's got, you know, such high standards of himself. But also sometimes I think it's probably a little bit of a problem for him in the fact that he gets on top of himself too much, and he just needs to concentrate on that next ball.
Yeah, and I suppose, will have been spoken to by the first 11 bowlers, the captain and the pro, and it's something they will work on with him. So, let's hope he continues to make those strides and can get over that. It's a good side that's there now, Will, and that's an unfortunate defeat which afforded Norden to go to the top of the league. You're going to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. We're halfway now. Um, is it something that is a change in plan for the second half of the season? You've won 7 out of 11 already, one rained off, and 3 losses. Are you comfortable where things are going as a team?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously, like you said, we got promoted last season, so the main aim of this season was just stay in the division initially. But I
Yeah,
think after sort of halfway point of the season and the talent that we've got in the squad, there's we're there by merit where we are. So we need to make sure that we just keep putting the performances in.
yeah.
We've had a few games that have probably not gone our way that we have lost. I think Littleborough in particular went down to the last over. And there's the other games where we've just not been at the races, so we know what our standards are, and if we keep playing the way we are, and changing them games that we're narrowly missing out on, like Norden and the Littleborough one, then there's no reason why we can't be up there come the end of the season.
No, and I am going to come to a prickly subject in a minute. But I'm looking at the bowling line up there. Declan's, got his bowling boots back on and he's getting some runs. Yanis is doing a decent enough job. There's a bit of pace there, and obviously Charlie Bittles, he's Mr. Reliable. He's a good second team bowler pushing first team, and then you've got Ollie. Um, so you have got a steady side there. I know you've been hampered a little bit by the first team and the injuries within the first team and the second team, so that automatically takes players away. Um, in mentioning all those players and the way they're batting with the young lads, I think it's fair to say you've got to be disappointed with your season so far, with the amount of runs you get. And I want a positive out of this. I want to think that if you kick into gear going in the second half of the season, you had tons of runs last year. Is this something that's playing on your mind, and have you got a plan together to get yourself out of it?
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely playing on my mind, Jez. It's one of them where, unfortunately, when you're not in form and things don't quite go your way, as I'm sure you're aware, you
Yeah, yeah,
that bit of luck when you're in form, that 50-50 LB or that catch or whatever it might be that goes your way sometimes doesn't. So it's just the rub of the green, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just a case of, keep getting down to training as much as you can, keep, working hard, trying to keep a good mindset and not sort of back within yourself, and
yeah,
just try and, understand that it will come. Just keep working hard and hope, and just try not to think about it too much, to be fair. Obviously, we all play amateur cricket to go and have a laugh and play with your mates
yeah.
and stuff. Like, the saving grace personally is that we're winning, that we're doing well. If the team was struggling more and we'd not as won as many as we had, I think I'd probably be feeling it more.
Yeah, and I think that's my point. That's what I wanted to come to. I'll ask you and Joe in a minute around. You can't. This is typical cricket. Will, he was getting so many runs last year. I don't know if you know. Will, what did you end up with last year?
I think it was 680, something like
Yeah, so it's nearly 700 runs in a season. I know it's a second division, but you just couldn't stop scoring. And then this happened, but it just shows that it happens in all levels of cricket, Joe. Do you, as first teamers, help the likes of Will and others? And if you know, and what advice would you give to Will and anyone else that's listening when you're going through a bad patch like this?
Um, I'm sure that there are people in the first team that offer help and advice and a bit of
Yeah,
guidance. Obviously, it helps that Blaise is in and around the team there. Um, so I think that's also a good thing. You also don't want lots of different bits of advice that's going to scramble
yeah,
you.
yeah,
So you want kind of clear, consistent, focused support that will help. I've probably not got as involved with the second team as much as I'd like this year in terms of fielding and and that kind of thing. But it's there's lots of things going on that mean that I haven't quite had the time, but I'd definitely like to help them, and I'd like to help them more in the second half of the season.
yeah,
I think if in terms of any advice, I think for me, it's always about trying to keep it as simple as possible. I don't do a great amount of batting anymore, but I always think if you can get in a good position, strong position, head in a good position, I think you're more likely to succeed than not. So I think keep it simple. You're, there's some great players in that team, so and they're doing brilliantly well. That's the other
yeah,
thing. They're doing
yeah,
fantastically well.
yeah,
Um, so I think they can only keep getting better. So I
yeah.
think it's a good thing.
And the positive as well, Joe, big positive is, Will, you are a good player and you will come, you will get, the runs at by the end of the season, you will be getting up there and that can only be good for the second team. The run of form, he's looking good apart from at the weekend. And lying second in the top league of junior cricket is fantastic, Will. So thanks for your contributions and thanks for coming on and talking us through the second team. We're going to move on to the game against Norden in a minute. Have you anything else you want to add, Will, or you any shout outs to any of the players? Anyone doing anything daft or good?
Uh, no, I think I'm all right. The only thing I would say is the umpire that we had for Nelson the other week, can't remember his name. I think the league needs to investigate that because I think he needs to go back through his umpiring qualifications.
Yeah. You're not the only one that's mentioned that. They said that he struggled a little bit. I mean, he kept talking about putting a broom handle through his umpire's jacket because
Right.
he was constantly walking around like this when with his arms out wide when Lowerhouse were bowling. But I think it was banter that was well received and long may it continue. I'm not sure he'll get many more games for in the Lancashire League, but let's see.
Can I ask a couple of questions, Jez?
Joe,
Not on the umpire because
you do.
I'm sure he did a great job. Will, is there anybody that's surprised you this year in that second team where you think, Christ, they've
Um, Not necessarily surprised because I always knew we were a good player, but probably Joe Clark
you're right, okay.
is not necessarily the type of player he is, but his maturity probably more than anything. He's a very technical player. He's got a very old head on young shoulders.
Mm,
When you're batting with him, he talks very well and he understands the game very well. So, if anything, I wouldn't say surprised at his skill. I'm probably surprised at his understanding of the game and his maturity more than anything.
right, interesting. He's only 14,
Exactly,
isn't
yeah,
it?
which makes it even more astonishing.
Yeah. Um, and is there anybody that's impressed you particularly in the first half of the season?
Um, I'd say no one's really stood out. Probably Jackson when he's available, if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
When he's available, like I say, he's batting really well at the moment. But like I say, it's just whenever we have him.
It's I mean I've been looking at the stats. I'm just thinking more generally about the how the team are playing and it's really it's brilliant to
Yeah, I mean,
brilliant to
like I
see.
say, it's hard just picking one, so it probably
Yeah,
doesn't do the team as much as it should. But Giannis has bowled well. Ollie's bowled well, Bithel's bowled well, Deck's bowled well when he's been needed. Obviously, we're losing Shawkat.
yeah.
Um, obviously, Clarkey, like I say, has come up and started scoring. Simi when he's been available. So probably only myself who's not really chipped in much this season. So
Well,
um,
yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, it looks like you batted pretty well on the weekend, and as Jess said, the runs will come, so I won't worry about that. It's a good, consistent bowling unit that you can rely on, isn't it?
yeah,
Really, when you look
yeah,
at it,
definitely.
Yanis has taken 20 wickets. The other people are in the teens. Um, so I think you mentioned it earlier, but you can definitely go and defend a score. Is there anything where you think there might be scope to, improve or really, really tighten that group up?
Yeah, I think it's just a case of that final touch. I think fielding probably lets us down a little bit. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes if it's hard, and I know it's hard. But we'll have the occasional overthrow or
Mm.
extras with wires and things like that. So it's just a case of if we can tighten them up and reduce them as much as we can, it'll just help put the pressure on. And at second team level, that's what gets you wickets.
Because you're in a great position and you've got a great chance. So
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
really,
Yeah,
really
it's
pulling for you
something
up.
we spoke about after Norden. Obviously, we knew how much of a big game that was, and to fall short, it was one of them where we sort of analysed it as all right, we've lost, and it's disappointing that we've lost, but we've also just come so close to, we've been promoted last season, we've just come so close to beating them.
Mm.
So it's sort of a bittersweet, really, but we definitely know where we can improve, and we're working on that together.
And the brilliant thing is you're not far off. It's not like it's 20 odd points or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
It's 4 or 5 points. So it's a week, a single weekend, and then you're back you
absolutely. Yeah,
back there. So you should take a lot of confidence in that, and it's been really great. It's been really great to see. Um, I ask Manage every week when we're sat on the bench on a bench for an update on how the twos are getting on,
yeah,
because it's a brilliant thing. So keep going.
yeah,
cheers, thanks,
yeah,
Rob.
yeah. Here, Joe. It's good to see, and it's good for the appetites there, and and that surprised me a little bit. I don't watch a lot of second team. Maybe I should watch a bit more that the fielding. As the odd occasions lets you down. A lot of that's concentration. Will you're all young lads, you're all fit enough. It's just the concentration side, and yeah, it's when it's red hot, it does eat away. What before I move on to the first team, I'd just like to ask you. You've played with Shawkat for a number of years now. Um, has there been any surprise to you at the way that he stepped up in the first team? What's your comments around that?
No, not at all. No surprise. Same with KDV as well. Both brilliant players who we're always going to go on to play first team cricket at some point. And, as we've seen, they've fully taken the chance when they've got it. So yeah, I'm pleased for both of them.
Yeah, Shawkat a character.
He's quite quiet to be honest, Jez. He comes out with the occasional comment or phrase or saying that sort of takes everyone back a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, other than that, he likes to keep himself to himself really, and just sort of watch the
yeah,
game. And
yeah,
like I say, he comes out with the occasional comment which will crack everyone up. But other
yeah.
than that, no.
Yeah, I mean that's what Joe's been telling me, and a few other players in first team. It's so good to see. We're used to these, real cocky little gobshites that come through now and again, and you've got Shawkat there who really enjoys and he will be learning a lot. Don't you worry about that. He'll know what's going on. Certainly playing in the first team, if not the second team. And again, it's great to hear. I need to go down and watch young Clarkey out. 14 years of age, and he's playing senior cricket. So experienced, and he will be being looked after. So it looks like things are rosy at the moment, Will. But you get scoring some runs, let everyone else carrying on being as consistent, and you'll be there or thereabouts. So great work.
Cheers, Jazz.
Joe, let's move on to the Norden game at home, league game on Saturday. Again, it was, as I'm sure spectators are aware, it's been quite a hot week last week on the build up to the game. I was concerned that the pitch might break up and it just get too dry. There was a little bit of rain around the day before, and but it did look a good track, Joe. It did look, and we won the toss, and clearly we would always bat on it. So that was good to see. Ben's having a bit of a tough time at the moment. Got out early on, and then Henry and Johnny with 60 odd for three. Was there any concerns then? Thinking we should be more than that, or were you okay? All okay?
Not really. Sort of all right. You obviously don't want to be 60 odd for three, and you want the people at the top of the order to be there scoring runs, not because it's the job to do that, but
Yeah.
because it's pretty good to watch Johnny and Ben and
Yeah.
Henry in full floor.
Yeah, yeah,
So, so yeah, it was. I think they bowled pretty well first up.
yeah,
So it's probably just about absorbing some of that. And we bat very deep as well. So Tom Walker was batting with Francois. So you've got some very consistent, experienced players there who were capable of taking the game forward in different ways. So yeah, no, we're all right.
yeah. And it's interesting. Was there any thought? Well, obviously there's thought. That's a ridiculous thing to say. Can you talk to us about the change in the batting lineup? I know Johnny's been missing a little bit. Johnny goes down to 3. Henry moves up to open with Ben, and Tom comes in at 5. Can you talk us through that?
Now, obviously, this won't be surprising to know, Jez, or to hear, is that I'm not really involved in those conversations.
No.
But my perception is that it's around just balance of the batting order. Um, uh, Henry has done extremely well when he's opened the batting and looks great. Can equally bat well at 5 and 6. But I think it's just about the balance of the batting order. I actually think anywhere in that kind of top 5, don't really think it matters where you bat, to be honest with you. Top 5, top 6, I don't think it matters that much.
And I guess I've not thought of it like that. You're right. Probably the top, the 6 down to Frankie, and the opposition won't really know if they've done a little bit of homework, and it's just a bit of mischievousness to move things around. It could upset the apple cart going forward that way. But people are in good nick around that top. The middle order, the top of the middle order, if you will. Certainly Dan and Tom's getting runs. It seemed, I was at the game watching it, for all the game. Tom didn't seem his fluent self, and which always looked a little bit that the partner that he was batting with was looking more comfortable, and they were working it around. It seemed to be getting a little bit easier, and then he didn't explode. He just seemed to change mid innings. Did he comment about? Was there any reason for that, or?
No, not really. And I'll be honest, I hadn't noticed it, to be honest with you.
Right.
Jez, I thought it was a pretty measured innings. And really went on the attack with probably 20 overs to go and set it up brilliantly. Attack the spin as well. Again, I've used the word kind of absorb a lot or a few times, but I think against the medium pace or the pace at the top of their innings, I think that's what you have to do. So I think he did that really well. No, not really. I just think he batted it. He batted extremely well.
Yeah, he did.
And areas where he was trying to hit, and executed brilliantly. And it was really unfortunate. It was really unfortunate to get out. It was a brilliant catch. To get him out. But he hit some brilliant shots, some slog sweeps and drives and so on. Reverse sweeps, against the spin. really
Yeah.
good, really
Yeah.
brilliant.
I do wonder, Joe, because I watched it quite intently, and I do wonder, early on, I'm thinking, if we lose Tom and we've got Shawkat coming in, we've always got the experience of yourself and your Paddy and Charlie and Toxa, but I did think, we need to, as we normally do, make sure that we're in the 40 overs with with 3 or 4 wickets left, and if Tom had gone, but thinking in hindsight, I think the wicket was quite difficult those first 20, 25 overs. Oh, so not difficult, but harder than the rest of the game. And I think Tom seemed to settle down from the view I was, watching from when Frankie was in there with him, and Frankie settled down. Like you said, there was no explosive hitting. They've put on 70, 72, I think it was, for that wicket. Not going daft, working the ball and hitting good fours and, getting us into a good position at 170 for six. And then Shawkat's taken over really from Frankie into support Tom. Gets a good 15. Unfortunate to be run out, I think. I don't know. Were there any comments about that?
I'm not quite sure it was a run, Jess, but it's it's one of those things. He's very keen
Very keen.
to
Yeah.
bat. And to
Yeah.
mention Francois batted brilliantly.
Yeah, it did.
I honestly thought he was going to get 100.
Yeah.
It was a really unfortunate way to get out.
Yeah.
Caught down the leg side off
Yeah.
the dab thing. But
Yeah.
and Francois batted brilliantly.
Yeah.
They set up the game well. They set up the game well, and Pat came in and did fantastic. Did really,
Well,
really brilliant.
I was going to go on because we know that Paddy's such a good. He's made it his own now. That sort of position there, whether it's 6, 7, 8, which is not normally that sort of numbers. It's normally 8, 9, 10, and it's very rare that he doesn't assist. In significant partnerships. He failed a couple of times in the last 3 or 4 games. But when he came out there, he looked absolutely determined. He looked in really good nick. He worked it round and, he's put 70 odd on with Tom in no time, really. Paddy's 56 off 44 balls. And that's that again, we know about momentum, we know about amateur cricketers. It knocks the stuffing out you a little bit. It's relatively warm and it gets us up to that 220 minimum, if not 300 mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look, I think one of the impressive things from the whole innings, is that we never sort of stopped.
Yeah.
We kept scoring all the way through
Yeah.
and kept the momentum going.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you look at the strike rates, that contributes significantly to it.
Yeah.
So Pat scoring it better than run a ball really helps push you forwards
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
to wherever you need where you think is a good score. I think it was
Yeah.
the thing. I was helping Stan on Sunday with the wicket, watching the fours, and he was a bit sort of like I don't know, not that impressed with the wicket. He's sort of saying, yeah,
Right.
it had sort of, it could have been better, but it had,
Right.
nearly 500 runs scored on it. And I think no, actually, what he said was there wasn't a lot in it for the bowlers. And I
Right.
and I said to him, well, they've taken 19 wickets on it, so they
Yeah.
can't be that bad. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And you
but
can't
I
have
think there
it.
was something in it for everybody.
I
I think
agree.
it was a good cricket wicket, really
That's
good.
exactly what I was going to say. And sometimes when we've had the weather like we've got, and we've got Stan and his team, a big shout out to Stan's team who do the wicket.
The curators, Jez,
The curators, Roger and Waddo and
Stubbsy.
Stubbsy, they do a great job. But you don't
Mm.
want 380 batting first when it's red hot, and there's nothing there for anyone, So
I
no,
won't mind. I
Stan.
won't mind 380 batting first, Jez.
Well, it depends if you're batting a bowling.
If we're batting first.
Um, but it was, I thought a good score. I thought par, just above par.
Yes, I'd
Um,
agree with you there.
yeah, and I just found they would steady away and then lose a wicket.
Mm.
I genuinely thought one of either the top three or then 6, 7, 8, we're going to stick in. And if one of them had got 60 or 70, Matt, my brother, fell out with me saying, I said, this is not over this, when they were like 180, one for 6. You need one of them to go on and, 2 or 3 big overs and
Yeah.
ending with a 70, and it's getting very close. Matt said it was never in doubt. Was it ever in doubt for the players?
Uh, I think we're always confident, but you've still got to bowl them out,
Yeah,
and you've still got to do your job. They're not just going to give it away. Um, and you had to sort of make things happen when you were there, whether that's building pressure or particular um particular deliveries that would um make them make a mistake or whatever. I think that's what you've got to
yeah,
try and push for rather
yeah,
than just sort of expecting to win. Because I think
yeah,
if you do that, the teams are too good in this league
yeah,
just
exactly.
to do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
um, yeah, I think it was just about making sure we did our job and go
And
from there.
it's again going back to what Will said, talking about Shawkat, who's played in the second team, and without you knowing Will yourself and the other, you're not old players by any means, but senior-ish players will have helped Shawkat to come in, and again he's done what he's done there. 8 overs, 32 for 3, Joe. Again,
Mm.
have you any other comments that you haven't made before of his line and length, the different balls he bowls?
Well, I don't really want to give anything away. I don't want to give anything away. But he is a brilliant bowler, very skillful, and adds another um, another arrow to the bowling attack.
I
If
thought
that's
you
He's
were
a
going to
wild
say
card,
that's the
isn't he?
ball.
He's a
Very
wild
much
card.
so. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Will. That's a great way to describe him. He is a wild card. He is a wild card.
Let's
Yeah.
just go back to your description there. And another arrow to
Yeah.
the bowling attack.
Yeah.
Another arrow to his bow.
I was picturing the bowling attack as the bow
Right.
and the individual bowlers as the arrows, which
That's
you
brilliant.
propel.
That's a good.
However, that might not work, Jez, as an analogy.
No, I think it does. In fact, let's quickly. You. What is the thing called that go on the bow and arrows back that they put the arrows in? What's that called?
Oh, I don't know, like a sheath, a holster. No, that's a gun, isn't it?
So
Um,
we've got 6 arrows in Paddy Martin, so we know what he's going to do.
yeah,
He's going to be so accurate. He's not going to give anything away. He's going to be hitting the ball or just outside, regular away, and we'll do
yeah,
something, whether it's an arm ball, and he will trouble you. Tom, he'll come out of that arrow, out of the bow, out of the bow, at a
really
million
fast.
mile an hour, and you
Yeah,
have no idea. Sometimes, he might hit double one, but most of the time, he's knocking your block off. Dan, so consistent. You put
well,
him in
double
this.
one. No,
Yeah,
not darts, Jez.
I know, but I don't know
Like
what they
Robin Hood.
call.
I don't know what they. I think just like I don't know what they're called either.
You get
Actually,
what I mean? He's
I know
miles away.
exactly what you mean. Yeah,
Dan has so many different variations. He'll have an arrow that loops the loop and then strikes. Toxic, consistent. Exactly the same as Paddy, but he has a different sort of. And the same with Frankie. And then the sixth arrow to come out is Showcat. And we're
yeah.
not. I know we're not telling anyone what comes out when he comes out, are we?
Maybe because we don't know, Jez.
Don't tell everyone. Just talk us. They've got a pro who's played a lot of cricket, South African James Price.
Mm,
Um, I watched
good
it.
player.
He's a good player, Price. Yeah, but I've just, Showcat's bowled him, which looked
Yeah.
like. I'm not saying a wonder ball or anything ridiculous, but just talk us through as a player who's closest to that ball. All the spectators were in awe of what happened. Just talk us through your view and how it happened.
Um. So I think it struggled to get him away initially.
Yeah,
Um. Beat the bat a couple of times. Um. Not really a chance to play an aggressive shot. And I think he just tried to push one a little bit more and bowled him through the gate. It's a good job it hit the
Right?
stump. It's a good job it hit the stumps, Jess.
Because you want to stump him.
It was 4 byes, I think.
Oh, bless.
But yeah, no, it was a brilliant delivery.
Yeah, and he's finished with figures there. I know he's towards the end, but he's finished it fantastically well. 8 overs, 32 for three.
Mm.
Tom, again 4 wickets.
Came back very well, Tom,
He
from a
did, yeah,
challenging
yeah,
start. I
yeah,
don't know how you feel, Jez, because did you bowl from the park end? Not the
all the
park end.
time.
No. Did you bowl from the car park end?
No, very, very rare.
Did you? So
Yeah,
the wind seems to come that way, and obviously you would think that if you run in with the wind, you'd probably bowl a little bit faster. But it was a very, very strong wind, and I don't know if that sometimes makes it more difficult.
yeah,
I don't know. But he came back from the park end and bowled brilliantly, bowled really, really well, stuck to his plans, and again took the wickets
yeah,
to get us over the line, and a great run out as well at the end.
yeah, yeah. I mean, for what it's worth, let me give you the benefit of my experience going back years. Little bit of drizzle if you're playing that. Red hot sun, no problem. Wind, certainly blustery wind, was my biggest problem.
Right.
I, you know,
What about your
you're right.
bowling? How childish. Sorry.
Um, you're right. The wind does generally come from over the top of the dressing room. When we had, spin bowlers, they'd always want to bowl at that end because it's a lot longer hit going straight. They like the batters hitting them into the wind.
Mm,
Um, So it was quite challenging, but the blustery wind, or like you're saying, the quite strong wind that you had on Saturday, I found it used to blow you about a little bit. I'm not a slightest chap, but as you get towards your delivery stride, if he just knocks you off a touch, you're all over the place. So
mm.
that could be a good explanation for it. And does Tom whinge about bowling from the park end?
No, I think he
No.
quite likes it actually.
Good, good.
Yeah.
I used to love it in the end. I got
Yeah.
used to it. No one else would bowl from there. So that's why
No.
Gary used to bowl me for 50 overs a weekend.
Yeah. When we've now found out, Jez, that he could have bowled himself.
Well, exactly. After the last lot of research, we need to continue with 17 overs, 4 wickets, and didn't bowl
Yeah.
with him.
No.
So, Will, thanks very much for listening through. What's your thoughts? What are the second team's, opinions, senior cricket? You're always back at the club after your games. You're so interested in the first team. I know you've played a couple of games. What's your thoughts on the way the first team are going, and are you seeing a change in attitude from them over the last year or two?
Yeah, obviously, I think we've probably come a lot closer together, the first and seconds over the last few years, I would have thought. I don't think that's down to anything in particular. It's probably just the fact that we probably just get involved a little bit more after games, in between games, and things like that. So it's just a case of them doing well, really, and we'll try and pick up what knowledge we can from them. Like I say, we're always there after games, finding out how they're getting on. Likewise, they are with us. So yeah, it's just a case of us both hopefully doing well together and having a good season.
Yeah, and you can tell that, the camaraderie that's there. It's a big senior squad, and the younger players are coming through. I haven't even. It's only just dawned on me. It'd be good to count. We had everyone fit and everyone available. We've got to have at least 25 players that are all there or thereabouts capable of playing in Lancashire League. First teams. Um, varying levels, which I can't remember last time we could have said that. So it's a great compliment to you senior players and the coaches around it. I'm going to move on to the draw in a minute because there's a few bits and bats to go through. Joe Martin, anything about cricket before we move on to the draw?
Sort of cricket related, Jez.
Yeah,
We have a new app.
a new app.
We have a Lowerhouse app.
Oh, what's all that about? Tell us.
So a few years ago, Adam and his developer friend um, created a Lowerhouse app that had all the information on that you could need to get up-to-date alerts and whatever else
Yeah.
that you want to know. Fixtures, news, if you want to go and look at some stats or whatever. So it's all there. You can see whatever you need. There's been a massive update to it. Adam and team have done a brilliant job, and it looks fantastic and works so well, and it's got everything that you could possibly want on it. So I think it's on iPhone at the minute.
Yeah.
I don't know about the other ones, but I don't think
Android.
it's. I don't. Yeah, correct. I'm just testing you, Jess. I don't think it's on there. But if you've got an iPhone, really download the app. You've got everything that you need on there to know about Lowerhouse, rather than going to the web page or whatever.
Yeah.
So great work by Adam to get it sorted, and whoever developed it, designed it, Adam might have done it himself, for all I know. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but he does a great job anyway.
Yeah.
So if we can make sure we download it, use it, that'd be a great thing, because it's a brilliant thing to have, and I'm not sure of any other club that's got
Yeah.
a podcast and an app.
Yeah. And especially when you think, so basically my understanding is the app is just, it's your little folder with on your phone. Click on it, you can get everything you need. And currently it has fixtures, it has latest scores. But from what Adam's saying is they've developed it now where it almost becomes superhuman. You click on all sorts of different things and you get links to everything. So yeah, please listeners, get onto it, get it downloaded. Adam will be putting links on the website that we've got and instructions, and I'm sure it will take a little bit of bedding in, and we will get it for Android as well as iOS.
Yes, awesome.
And then in the next
good knowledge, Jez. Fantastic of user systems. Brilliant.
Yeah, I just amazed that you didn't know anything about them.
I'm not a very technical person, Jez.
No, but you're a damn sight younger, so you should be.
I know, but you're tech savvy. If you were to see the podcast in person, Jez has numerous electrical items that he has. He has he has an iPad, a couple of laptops, his phone, whatever else he needs to be
Spain
able
versus Austria on.
Yeah, he's got the draw. So, Jez is a tech wizard.
I wouldn't say Adam helps me a lot, but it is. So no, please get everyone, encourage them, get on the apps, the websites that we've got. It's really it keeps you up to date with everything.
It's just like any other app that people use, Jez.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Whatever apps people have, it's just the same, but it's Lowerhouse one. So brilliant.
Exactly. So get on it, but more importantly, on that app, there will be updated special comments and special add-ons for the draw, which we're going to look at.
Fantastic. Here we go.
So we're going to look at. So, Will.
Play the music, Adam.
Guess it right, don't be a quitter. It's time to play. Guess the winner.
First and foremost, the Lowerhouse draw. Your mum's in it.
Right, okay. What number is she?
Well, I mean, if it comes out, then you're not be able to guess it. But I will tell you, because the chances of... I don't think you got me dig there, did you?
Oh, it's not 69, is it?
Oh, please.
I think you were saying that you're not in it, Will, rather than, some
That's
kind
where
of innuendo.
So, so just have a little think, Will.
Dear. JT? I don't know what that is. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
So with 4 numbers to draw out now, £100, £80, £70 and £50. But I've got to give a shout out now to some real special people. Myself and Joe Martin, who are the executive for the draw, have regular meetings around how it's run, and how the legality of it, etc., and tax. And we've got a bit of breaking news that we are going to be increasing the prize money soon
Oh,
because with the
well,
amount
I
of.
knew that because we had meetings
Of course
about
you
it.
did. We had meeting about
Yeah.
it, especially because of the extra numbers we're getting in. So
Oh.
because of Housecast and because of all you lovely people out there, the participants is increasing, and we always have a percentage of between 50 and 60%, which goes back in prize money. So the prize money will increase after the June draw. Quick shout out to new members. So these are members who've joined in the last 6 months: Warren DeVries, Hugh Birkinshaw, Mick Binns, Simon Fisher, Suzanne Heap, Laura Nelson, Mike Kane, and Chris Swift. Really appreciate you all contacting me and wanting to come back in. Swifty we can chat about that some other time. It was a funny story about Swifty. He's been in it for years and years. And he won 1 month, and then the month after, his PayPal account got hacked, which he was paying from, and so he cancelled all his payments and forgot to set it up again. So he's now reset it as a standing order, and he was suspicious of why he got hacked after he won, but I'm assured it was nothing to do with the Lowerhouse draw. So we've got those 7 new participants over the last 6 months, but then last weekend it just seems that I keep getting approached. Steve Sim contacted me, so that's as in Jack Sim and my my really good friend Pete Sim. Steve's been in it for ages and ages. He's asked if his missus can come in, Lisa. So thanks very much, Simmy, and thanks Lisa for joining. Your number this will be your first draw that you're in, is number 43.
Nice. Good number.
And then on the week before last, sat with Yanis, and he said, I need to get in this draw. There's not enough second teamers in it. So Yanis said he would join. And believe it or not, Will, I know you're very soon to be related, but he got in touch with me. I sent him a message. So Yanis has joined. So Yanis
Have you received payment, Jez?
Yeah, he assures me the standing order is going to come through. I mean, if it doesn't, then he'll get named and shamed on here. But I think it should have come through yesterday. But not only has he got himself a number, he's bought his brother one as well.
Oh, that's nice.
So Yanis is 67 and Kiro is 159.
He didn't fancy buying one for his brother-in-law.
Well, he's not officially his brother-in-law yet, are you? So
You're close enough, though, Will.
Yeah, it might be. It might do. Let's see. I'll embarrass him into that. Then the other one is a little bit of I don't know how to deal with it. We've got it's an absolute superstar within the club, but he doesn't want his name to be in the draw or announced on here of who it is, and we've got to honour that, the confidentiality and everything else we've got. So his number is 34 and 37.
Okay.
I've mentioned that we've got to use a pseudonym then or something like that, and he has come back, and he's going to be referred to as Bish Bash Deboo. So
Right.
Bish Bash Deboo, who I'm not telling you it is, numbers 34 and 37.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So as I said, I've given the amount of prizes. What we also play now, Will, and you're part of this, there is a massive prize for who wins. It's between you and Joe Martin. Joe generates the numbers from 1 to, I think if you do 1 to 177 still, Joe.
Yeah.
And he gives me a number. I identify who it is from our master sheet that me and Joe look after. And I give you clues as to who it is.
Right.
Okay. There's 4 numbers, so let's see who can get the most. So first prize, £100. This is the June 2026 draw. Give us a number, please, Joe.
The big number, Jez.
Yeah.
137.
137. I mean, it won't help you this, Will, because you probably didn't listen to any of the past podcasts, so I'll have to start again. I don't see him down at the club much now. He never played for us, but a relative of his did.
But did he play, Jez?
No, he didn't play for us. I'm quite sure of that.
All right, but he did play.
Again, I can't be 100% sure, but I'd be really surprised if he didn't.
But a relative of his did.
Yes.
Mm.
This lad's he's really sound. And his brother, who played, is a lovely lad.
Brother who played is a lovely lad.
Struggling.
Can we have another clue, please, Jez?
Okay, then. Not only did his brother play, but
Yeah.
this lad came down, his wife watched. The lad who played for us, who was a top player as well, his wife came down and watched a lot, and their dad came to watch as well.
And the clue's that.
Your third clue,
Yeah.
the brother who played for us has, I believe, been in the national news just recently.
Dave Finch.
Well done, Joe Martin.
Thank you.
Are you wise of Will to who that could have been?
No, I don't know who that is, sorry.
Not one at all. Anyway, you're losing 1-0, Will. Next number, please, Joe. £80.
Number 73.
73. Sorry, I should have said, Dave, thanks very much. You've been a member for donkey's years. I do think you've won quite recently, but I'll make sure the winnings get to you. Or it might have been your missus that won just recently.
Yes, that's
but
true.
well done. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but we'll get the money to you real soon. So this is number 73. This lad watches us constantly.
All Grace.
No, as much as Grace said, he's there.
Yeah. Gav Shields.
No.
Ex-player? No.
Yes, an ex-player.
Ex-player?
Yeah.
Okay. Played in the first team?
He might have played 1 or 2 games in the first team, but just to throw this in, and this could shock you, it was well before me.
Bob Spencer.
No. Similar sort of era, but this lad was a predominantly second team player, left arm spinner.
Oh. Before you?
I know it's hard to believe.
Kane or Abel? Right, left arm spinner in the second team.
Yeah. I'm not sure your mum would have been born, Joe, so I'm not sure that's helping you picture him bowling.
Yeah.
He constantly mithers me. Every game when I'm walking around the pitch that my number never comes out. And he does have 4 numbers, so I do feel for him sometimes.
He bowled left arm spin?
He did do, yeah. Years ago.
Bloody hell.
I have no clue who this is, sorry, Joe.
No, I don't know either.
Well, the last clue.
Yeah.
There is a really, really good tale that Stan tells about him being smashed all over the place at Lowerhouse in the late 60s, early 70s. And someone said, "Come on, Jeff, bowl it a bit better."
Jeff Wilkinson.
He said, "It's not my fault, he's hitting them."
I didn't know he bowled left arm spin.
Yeah?
No.
Well, no, you won't, because well done, Jeff. There you go.
Well done, Jeff.
You might
Brilliant.
stop misering me for 2 weeks now. You've won £80 in the June
Oh,
draw.
good job. Very nice. Very nice too.
Next, so you're 2 down now, Will. We've never had anyone not score a point in this, so I'll just put it out there.
I've got a few years on Will though. That's the thing.
Don't start sticking up for him.
No, well, it's not pleasant.
£70, please. Give us a number, Joe.
Number 58.
Number 58. That's where we like them.
What does that mean?
Well, they're lower numbers that people
All
have been
right,
in for
yeah, sure.
years. But
Yeah.
he's clearly a smashing lad. Clearly a top fella, and we all see him a lot now down at the club.
Player,
No, not now.
but was.
Yeah. I'm really disappointed in the pair of you not paying attention to the earlier part of the podcast.
Roger Watson.
No.
No.
Will, this is your chance. We spoke about it earlier.
Blaise?
No.
Oh.
Will, who did Joe say keeps whinging about not winning?
Paul Stanley! Paul Stanley!
Paul Stanley. Well done, Paul Stanley. And it is Paul Kenneth Stansfield. It's not the other younger Paul Stansfield who was a little bit better footballer than Stanley. So there you go, Stanley. Your numbers come out. Number 58, 70 quid on its way to you.
I mean,
Chances are.
genuinely, I'm not. That's not gonna run right with people, but that was genuinely honest.
Of course it's honest. I mean,
Amazing.
I will look at the last time he won because it's not even in my records. So,
How are you gonna look? Just to guess.
I know I have a set of books that me and Stan
Oh,
used to
yeah.
use it.
Oh,
Burnley CID.
nice.
It's not in my electronic records.
Right.
Right, last prize, £50, please.
Jez, we've gone very low with the numbers this week. Number
Right.
39.
Well, thank you. This is really good. This is the first clue is one of the new or newish entrants into the draw.
Hugh Birkinshaw.
No,
Warren De Vries.
no, I haven't mentioned him. He were before them.
Oh, okay. We're gonna need a better clue, Jez.
His first name and his last name
The same.
start with the same letter.
Steve Sim.
No, that's a good guess. That though.
Yeah. You... Can I have another clue, please, Jez?
His first name was the same as a very, very fast West Indian bowler going back in the 80s. He was one of the shorter of the five or six.
Malcolm.
That's it. So his first name's Malcolm.
Malcolm Marsden.
Malcolm Moss. Well done, Joe. 4-0.
Malcolm Moss.
You've won. Well done. Well done, Malcolm. 50 quid coming
Nice,
your
Malcolm.
way.
Good job.
So that's the draw, the June draw concluded. Please, if anyone wants to join, ask myself or anyone down at the club, Stan or Frank or Joe Martin, and we can get in touch because the prize money is going up. And it's worth mentioning the July draw is always five.
It's a bumper, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
bumper
a bumper
draw.
A bumper draw, £100. So we'll have to. Myself and Joe Martin will come up with a proposal, a strategy plan that we'll deliver to Matthew Stansfield to see if he authorises the increasing of the prize money. So if you want to get in the July draw, then give us a shout. So that's it for the draw. That's it from me for cricket. I'll come to you first, Joe, about any other comments or anything you want to add, and then we'll finish with yourself, Will, before we do want to watch the end of the Spain-Austria game. Joe, anything you want to add?
Just we've got 3 very big games this weekend.
Yeah, let's talk about those. Yeah,
Burnley in the quarter-final of the T20, Norden in the semi-final of the Worsley Cup, and then Rami on
Sunday.
on the Sunday. And actually, Jez, it's a good point in that with the amount of cricket we play now, we probably should have a rethink about having a quarterfinal and a semi-final on the same weekend. I don't think it's easy to work out, but it's probably something for us to think about next year. Just because you've got, I don't have any children or any kind of commitments of any kind. But if somebody's got children, for them to commit to 3 games on a weekend is challenging. So I think a one-off double header, you'd probably be all right. But to play 3 games in a weekend and also it's not great on the old body either. So yeah, I think it's something we should ever think about for next year. But 3 big games, let's really go at them and see where we get.
Yeah, so it's worth just mentioning. So the Burnley game, the T20 on Friday is at home. The Norden game is away at Norden, and then the Rami game is at home. So get down and support the lads. I'm with you all day long, Joe, about the amount of cricket, etc., etc. I think you're right. The clubs need to get together and come up with proposals that everyone agrees on, and moves it forward. Because we are doing so. My only observation, because we are doing so well, we are in those competitions.
Absolutely.
There'll be some clubs that are playing 1 game this weekend.
Of course, and that inherently provides an advantage.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're playing Rami on Sunday, and I
yeah.
think they're in the same position as us. They're playing 3 games at the weekend.
Yeah.
But it's not a criticism of anybody or anything. It's a logistical question.
Yeah.
Or observation would be my point.
Yeah, and I think the league reps need to get that together and and come up with something and work with the committees. The league reps need to be informing their committees of what's happening and what's not happening. I don't know if that happens or not. But anyway, that's a heavy conversation that maybe
not for 9:15 on a Thursday, Jeff.
On a Thursday, yeah, that's right.
This needs to be edited.
Joe, thanks ever so much again for your support and everything you do for the draw. It's really good. It's appreciated. I know I have too many meetings for it, but we need to make sure it's transparent and
fair and open.
And fair. That's all we need. Will, I really appreciate you coming on at such late notice. A little bit disappointed you've not got many more stories about people in the second team. All you've done is slag off your father-in-law as an umpire. Anything you want to add before we finish?
No, just as Joe said, 3 big games this weekend. So good luck to Joe and rest of the lads. Hopefully we can get on the right side at results.
Yeah, brilliant. And the seconds are
and for
playing,
the twos as well.
Seconds are playing Sunday away at
Sunday Rami away,
at Rami. So good luck with that, Will. I'm sure we'll see
Big
you
game.
on the Friday, the Saturdays, and we can have a catch up. But yeah, good luck on Sunday. That's a big game for you lads. Bounce back from it.
Very winnable game, Will, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, fingers crossed we can bounce back on that.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
just
will.
relax, get yourself back into that batting form. So thanks everyone for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, etc., and we'll catch you all soon. Thank you.
Norden, send Morehouse to save the house.